Funny story, in the next clip I say something about how in the video I just filmed I was using an old memory card for that one, and the memory card was full without me realizing it. So you'll notice at the very end of the video I'm wearing the same thing. It is the same day, we're editing it right now, and there's a lot of lost footage. So, apologize for that. We're still working out the kinks, figuring everything out. Like I said, YouTube's very new to me, so I apologize for all of my shortcomings as a YouTuber thus far. But as time goes on, I will get better. So just bear with me, and I appreciate you. So obviously this video, as you could tell by the thumbnail, is me painting the Muskie. As you could probably assume by now, it's done. It's sitting right over there. You have to wait till the end to see it, though. I'm not going to give you a sneak peek at the beginning of the video. So enjoy the video and leave a like, comment. Go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already. Do you have anything to say to the camera, Maple? Enjoy the video. Enjoy the video. Okay, so I did a little bit off camera. If we don't use what I just filmed to show that, I did some scale removal, just pretty much dented them in, made them look like they had slipped, because there was some spots on this fish where there were scars that it was missing some scales. So went ahead and did that, and that was kind of boring. Wouldn't be able to talk you guys through it. So went ahead and did that, got the eye all situated, ready to go. Just got to sculpt around it. Sculpt this big scar. It's a big hole right now. All I did was cut out the back so I could put some oil-based clay on the inside, so it had a backing to it, so it wasn't just falling in. So that's all I've done to it so far. So you guys get to watch me through the fun part and sculpt up this gnarly gash that this fish has. So epoxy sculpt as usual. I remembered I wasn't filming after I got a nice bed of it laid down. So there's just this little flap of skin in the middle that I have to get in there, and then this is done. And then we'll go onto the back and get it. And it kinda, I'm gonna have to look at my reference a little better, but kinda looks like there's a chunk out more by its booty hole. Do you remember if it had a chunk out by its booty hole?
I think it had a chunk out by its booty hole.
Cool. So you guys might get to see the process of me doing some stuff like this. Like I say, I'll refer back to reference because I don't want to do too much on it. They were scarred up fish. We got 7 of them in one day. My buddy Eric Peterson, he works at Ted's Body Shop in Ankeny, and I had to call him. He was like 40 minutes away, but I had to call him, and he showed up about 40 minutes later. He caught 2 of them, but Michaela and I, we hooked into 7. We ended up landing 4, I think. Trying really hard to not make this look like a female reproductive organ, but it's kinda hard. We may have to blur some stuff here. especially when we get some color in it.
I'm still nothing left from last video, so I will be organizing everything after you're done with this part of this video.
That was kind of hard to show that, but got that big scar all done. Heck of a grab if you guys were able to see that. Before I put any more sculpt on it, there's a little funky chunky part on the tail.
Right here. Somewhere. Carved away at it.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk much this time through here. This epoxy sculpt that I use for the scar back here is starting to cure, so I'm going to kind of cook on this deal and get it all done before it starts getting set up too much.
I got placed just because I wanted to explain the place and I didn't do so at the same time, and I thought I was going to do so. That's what I'll be done. Otherwise, why watching too much of this for you? Maybe I'll do the editing process. There's one. That's some stuff to talk about. That's not good to use here. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Now step up there. And this one is nice wrapper. This whole thing's new. You do it behind this, behind nostrils. So you can tell this whole started here because we don't have that. I had to do it something fine. I'm gonna have to get the bulky ground upside down. But I think that base has just on now.
Okay. The sculpting of the body is done, so gonna restart the camera here and move on to the eyeball. On to the eyeball now. It's going to take very little, just the rim around it. I had to sand and Dremel the eye out quite a bit, just so I could fit this eye in. So it's a perfect fit as is. I just have to go around it with some sculpt.
Next up's a new sculpt, too. 2 point Bradshaw songs in a row.
If you want to find some good music, just look up Pony Bradshaw. Thank me later.
there's not inside. I have plans. Bear with me.
It doesn't need a whole lot. Lake County Replicas does a really good job of getting the detail in the mouth and the body. These are probably the best replicas I've ever done. I haven't painted one yet, but I can guarantee you they're gonna paint amazing. Okay, got him some big top chompers like the Muskies have. This is actually, I know I'm going to make people's skin crawl by saying this is actually a Northern Pike replica. They didn't have Muskie this small, but it was the first Muskie my wife ever caught, the first Muskie anybody that was there on that trip had ever caught. So it's a trophy to us. 36 inch, that's a trophy to us. And I should probably wait, but I still have plenty left, so I'm going to try to do the bottom jaw too. There's very little to do on the bottom jaw as well. I don't know why I mixed up as much as I did. Well, shoot. I was not recording any of that apparently. I got the nostrils done, got that eye sculpted up, sanded this down. Okay, well, this project has taken a little bit longer than the other ones. I have been waiting on this. The last week we've had blizzard conditions. There's probably about 13 inches of snow out there, and it is currently -2. And obviously with the wind chill it's a lot colder, so this has taken a little bit too long, but oh well. So we're to the painting stage now. I'm gonna go through and just cover up all the sculpt with white, and all these spots here I'm going to do with white too, just kind of get it all one color obviously. And yeah, we'll get going on that and then start working on the scars, get some masking fluid on the scars, and then we'll paint up the rest of the fish. After the white, here's what we're left off with. Surprisingly enough, it's white. Flesh tone color in here, it's the white-tailed ear something. I'm just gonna go over the scales around the scars and a little bit in the scars. I think I'm gonna go through and tip the fins with it, especially where there's where I made the notches. A little bit left over, so I'm just gonna spray a little bit in the mouth too. I don't want to do too much in the mouth yet, just because it's gonna get covered up by a lot of other paints, and I'm gonna have to go back through and repaint stuff. Got all the flesh on there, all that's needed right now. I'm gonna knock down some of this stuff. Some of it, it's little heavy in places, but that's what steel wool is for. So I'm gonna do that and get back with you guys with the next color. Got some gill red loaded up in the airbrush. Gonna hit all the spots except for some on the face with the gill red here, and then steel wool it again, and then maybe some of the deeper spots I think I'm gonna go in with the blending brown. Alright, so there it is after the gill red. Just kinda give it a little bit of depth. I'm gonna go through with some steel wool now, knock down some of the high spots. Okay, so I kept the red that was left over in the airbrush in and just added some blending brown to it. I'm going to go over all these a lot, mostly in the deep spots. Just give it a little bit more depth, make it look a little bit more natural. Because hers, as opposed to mine, everything was more, the scars on it looked older. They looked kind of scabby and brown. this is a really good base, don't get me wrong, but I just want to make it look more like the actual fish. Okay, so went in, kind of gave it a little bit more depth. This one is, I'm going to knock down a lot. Don't worry, it's not going to look like this. But this one is just kind of like a little scratchy scar with a bunch of scales missing, so I wanted to give it more depth. Obviously this one right here and this one, they have plenty of depth, so I didn't go up into them as much, just kind of spritzed over it. So, gonna hit this with the steel wool, if I can find it. Right at my feet. It is time. I forgot I should be recording and I went ahead and started, but I only got about 3 inches of it laid down. So don't worry, you didn't miss out on a whole lot. Cool. So that part's done. The deep spots where it pooled up, it isn't all the way dry. I got the outer layer dry though, so that's all that really matters right now. I'm gonna hit these ones in the face here real fast. yellow ochre with just a little bit of blending brown in it. I'm going to go through and hit a pretty good section of it here on the lower half of the fish, fade it up, and then I'm going to do a pretty good chunk on the top just to give it a little bit of depth. Okay, so it's really goofy looking right now. I'm well aware of that. But it's about to look pretty neat, so I'm gonna hit this with some steel wool. Be careful of where I put the masking fluid. And then I'm gonna go over it with some, I think some burnt umber is gonna tone that yellow down. Because with the red it seems really bright. So gonna get some burnt umber in there, kind of blend it in with the red as opposed to make it stand out against the red. It's really easy to overdo it on yellow, but it's also just as easy to dull it down. Okay, off camera I put the blue on. It's pretty boring to watch me just put one color on and not do anything else to it. So what we have next up, musky green. Okay, this is going to be an expensive spray here. This tiny little bottle that's 1 ounce. This is a 4-ounce bottle, but there's 1 ounce of paint in it. Was 1 ounce of paint in it. And I think that alone is like $6.80. So I have my airbrush full of that right now. It is metallic gold or metallic yellow. This one's gonna hurt, but it's gonna make it look nice, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear that, and then I'm going to do the same thing but above the lateral line with shimmering blue. Alright, got a little mix of colors this time around. Oh, just gonna turn this off. Okay, I'm gonna steel wool that down, clear it, and then I'm gonna do one more coat, kind of just blotchy over what I just sprayed over to everything, everywhere, with detail or blending brown. Darken it up a little bit, give it a little bit more depth. Alright, make or break time. Alright. Well, today's section of this video, I moved Buddy down here, stuck him to my paint station, and just so I can sit down. But gonna be doing the fins, the mouth, cleaning the eye off. I didn't show you guys how to do that on Marlene Bates's brown trout, but I'll show you on this one. Potentially a little bit of scale tipping, more up on the face and then just kind of fading back. Maybe. I want to see how it looks with the fins done, because there's already quite a bit of iridescent paint in here that you guys can't see. I just don't want to overdo it. It's really easy to overdo it with iridescence. Really easy to overdo it and really hard to cover it up. So, okay. So now we're gonna go in with this white. And I better get a piece of paper for that. The wax paper will probably work even better. Going to take him off of here just for a second so I can touch up his belly a little bit. See if I can get you guys to where you can see it here. I'll just hold him up and make my forearm tired for you.
Everything I got here on the side. There's different ways.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened there, but it wasn't filming. I started putting some blue on the back fin. It's kind of got some purples in it, so took a little break to help with editing, but now I'm gonna pop my back. Just took a little break to help with editing. Gonna go through and finish these fins up. Got a little bit of fins are one of the only things on a fish that I find it acceptable to do a light color over the dark, because if you do it right, it gives it a little bit of translucency, makes it look see-through. I mean, I'm not painting the backs, so they are translucent still, but it'll just give it a little bit more depth to the translucency. It's a fun word to say. And I apologize, I said I was going to do the eye on camera this time, but it's so boring. So boring, and there's a lot that can go wrong with it. So I don't want it to feel like the pressure's on while I'm doing that, but yeah, let's
right in here.
got blending brown in here, and this ought to finish it up. Well, I didn't record any sound for this part, just a nice close-up shot for you guys of this, as the great Nate Marling once said when I sent him a picture of this, stunningly gnarly. So just kind of a close-up of all the scars and stuff there, and a little bit more in depth with the paint job than I normally get. Just giving you an idea, an out of focus idea of all the spots I hit with the flesh color and all the depth to it to make it look like the fish that Michaela caught. Alright, it is about probably 4 weeks, no, 3 weeks since I did this fish. I've done all the other fish I had to do in the meantime. Just gotten very busy, and you know, had to watch my Chiefs win the Super Bowl again. So, you know, just average Chiefs fan stuff. But it was a lot of fun doing a muskie. Like I've mentioned many times before, it's my first muskie I've ever done. It was a lot of fun going in and taking the Dremel and hitting these scales, making them concave as opposed to convex, and doing all the scars and all the little imperfections on it to make it look the way it was when Michaela caught it. It's a lot of fun to do because normally fish are perfect and you want them pristine. And this looks really, really neat with all the scars and stuff on it. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the process of it, and let me know what you want to see in the next one, what I can improve on and stuff like that, more or less. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, as always, I'd greatly appreciate a like, comment, subscribe. It'd be awesome. So without further ado, we'll see you here in 2 weeks.